Yo, what up, man? Told y'all I was coming back, man. At 5:15, Shells, what up, man? Yeah, y'all know what we ain't here to talk about, man. Y'all hear that music. Just going to let that rock till y'all get up in here. Yo, Cam, what up? What up? Lion, what up, man? Chill, what up, man?
I got you. 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 You'll get your stuff. No problem.
I don't know about him being arrested before. I don't know.
No problem.
I don't know about it. What up?
No problem. You'll get your stuff.
It's all type of allegations swirling around, man.
You'll get your stuff.
Science got what up, man? Turn this down, so. Yeah, it's all type of allegations swirling around. People was telling me that he was wounded in 13 states and all of that shit. And I'm like, how could he be wounded in 13 states but still traveling? Don't be so sure about that, Lion. When once we get into this video, and I'm not trying to be negative or be alarmist, but when you get in, once we get into this video, and you realize what's afoot, you probably go change your mind about what you just said. I promise you. Tech boy, what up, man? Exactly, King Des. Exactly. That's exactly where I'm going, King Des. King Des writes, yeah, he has a bunch of old videos of him messing with cops to expose racism. Real weird videos. He's clearly a paid actor. I've been telling y'all for years that this nigga and Austin are agents. Been telling y'all that for years. This shit don't smell right. Top dollar, what up, man? Oh, we already know that. This was set up exactly for that purpose. Chill, right? Set your watch to it, Keisha, to use this allegation against black men. They were waiting on this. I hope it's not true though. The outcome won't be good. Black men need to get a passport now. Yeah, I'm gonna let some more people get in here before we start talking about this bullshit, man. No, I didn't know he was an agent from the get-go either. I didn't know that either. When I first suspected him of being an agent is, wait a minute. Not right from the jump, but like soon into his YouTube career, I started to question, wait a minute. Before I interviewed him, I'm like, that's the reason I wanted to interview him. Because I was like, how did this nigga get this viral? Right? How did this nigga get this viral this quick? Saying basic shit. Look how dry, when you really think about it, look how dry his content was. Even when I interviewed him, I carried the fucking interview. Not to be self-filleting anything, but I carried the fucking interview. But he's not an engaging enough or captivating enough content creator to have going there viral that quick. I don't care how much fucking paid promotion you got. And that's exactly what it is, Illmatic. Shit, he peeping it. Illmatic writes, the agenda to stop niggas from traveling is working overdrive now. It sure is. Science guy, what up? Right about that, Jermaine Taylor. It's a lot of shit that don't pass the smell test with this one. Exactly. That's exactly what this is, Illmatic. Illmatic writes, what better plant to use to stop black men from traveling than using other niggas? Yeah. Proxy Moron, what up? Yep. That's what I kind of smelled in the beginning too. King Guest writes, yeah, Austin blew up faster than Kevin Samuels. Very irregular rise to fame. You know what though? I keep telling people, man, that these platforms can make anybody go viral. All it takes is a couple of keystrokes. They can make anybody go viral. Oh yeah. Top Dollar Rice. I remember you calling out Umar Johnson as being an Asian before anyone else. Yeah, that nigga. Yeah, I got flagged by that nigga. That's my first. That's the first time I ever got flagged is by him. Chill writes, if Brad tried to use it against black man, it would be easy to throw back numerous cases of Brad doing the same thing. Okay, you might change your mind by the time I get through with this. Yep. This was all choreographed and set up for years, I'm telling you. Illmatic writes, Austin was on a lot of black female platforms during his rise. That alone was a dead giveaway. Remember when they had him on the news in Houston? Why they had Austin Holloman on the news, but they didn't have Al Greaves on the news? Why they had Austin Holloman on the news, but they didn't have Dennis John Pierre, my best friend, on the news? Yep, Proxy Moron, you right. They're gonna use this to enact new laws to halt black men traveling. Yep. This whole thing is about mate denial and the eventuality of the complete extinction of the so-called black man. Now let's get into it. Saul, what up, man? That's what this is about. Yeah, or Charles Tyler. Why didn't they have Charles Tyler on the news? They didn't have none of them on the news, but they had this agent ass nigga on the news. Make of it what you will. Oh, we know it's a rap band. Phil Scott and his group are still going to travel to Brazil. Oh. Rodimus writes, so the trick is to make laws that target us and us alone. Yep. Without it seeming overly racist, since men of other races are targeted. Yep. That's the ticket. All right, man. Let's get serious now. King Des writes, they can't just pass laws for one race for traveling based off one incident. They will try it. They will try, but it will all it will lead to is more surveillance for traveling brothers. So brothers need to just be careful. Yeah. 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 All right. Share the screen. We go read a news article real quick. All right. Here's an article that is from no, this ain't a wet dream proxy moron. This is all orchestrated. You by the end of this video, I promise you will see what I'm talking about. Yep. Now you yep. And not only that, the video I just put on Patreon. Quiet Storm writes, this goes back to Tito saying this shit I've been behind. Closed groups and paywalls. It should have never hit the public record. I tried to tell niggas back in 2012 on Facebook, make this a secret group. Make it a secret group. Make it a closed group. They weren't listening. They weren't listening. American man investigated for sex tourism and child trafficking in Rio de Janeiro is arrested in Sao Paulo. An investigation indicates that a foreigner allegedly operated in Rio de Janeiro using ride-hailing apps and social media to lure children and teenagers into sexual acts. In the U.S., he has a long criminal record and is a YouTuber who claims to be a defender of freedom of expression. Now, here's the video of him being arrested.
Quiet! Quiet! Put your hands on the floor! Yeah, that's it. Quiet! Quiet! Put your hands on the floor! Yeah, that's it. That's it. Keep your hands on the floor!
Put your hands in the air!
Put your hands on the floor!
Yeah. Surrendering.
You're being arrested for child exploration by the police of Rio de Janeiro, okay? That's it. That's it.
She ain't never say child exploration. My thought exactly, Lion. My thought exactly. What the hell? An American suspected of involvement in sex tourism, enticement, and possible sexual exploitation of children and teenagers in Rio de Janeiro was arrested this Monday, the 22nd, in the Liberdade neighborhood in the center of Sao Paulo. The man is being investigated by Brazilian authorities. Following evidence suggested that he coordinated the transportation of minors to meet with foreigners. The suspect has been identified as influencer Floyd L. Wallace Jr., a 30-year-old U.S. citizen. Authorities reported that he has a criminal record, including resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and assaulting a police officer. So that goes that bullshit about somebody who told me he wanted in 13 states for fucking with kids, and I'm like, how was he able to travel then? So that shit cans that because they saying what the man's criminal record is right there. According to the civil police of Rio de Janeiro and the Cyber Operations Laboratory, CyberLab, the Ministry of Justice, the investigation began after app drivers reported riots considered atypical. Right? Now, when I go into detail from people that are on the ground, from what they've told me, y'all go see how this is all packaged up. It's all bullshit. That's Floyd right there. According to testimonies, a foreign man requested transportation for children and teenagers in ride-hailing vehicles without showing up at the pickup location. From a distance, he coordinated the trips, provided validation codes, instructing the drivers and indicating the destinations. The drivers also reported that the minors were being taken to meet older men, foreign men who did not speak Portuguese. In several instances, the children and teenagers showed no understanding of exactly who they were going to meet or why they were being taken or where they were being taken. Analysis of the trips revealed a recurring pattern of rides concentrated in specific areas of Rio de Janeiro, mainly near communities, hotels, and properties used as temporary accommodation. There's the cache of phones and computers and cameras that Floyd was supposed to have had. And I guess they threw in the stuffed animals for good measure. O'Shea is an agent too, so why should you be surprised? Saul writes the source of that 13 states thing was O'Shea. That nigga's an agent too. And this was a coordinated and planned psyop. This is a coordinated and planned psyop. But y'all gonna find out at the end of this video. And unless you didn't spend all your money with the white man, hit the cash out. Mike, thanks for the cash out. Don't let that brother be alone. Authorities also highlighted that there were many trips were requested for third parties, especially women and girls, which reinforced suspicions of recruitment for sexual purposes. Live broadcast. During the investigation, investigators identified posts and live streams made by the suspect himself on social media. In these posts, he self-identified as a sex tourist by using English terms such as tourism, sex, and passport bro. According to the investigation, the man claimed to have traveled to poor countries for the sole purpose of having sex, rejecting emotional ties. For investigators, the evidence suggests that these were not isolated incidents, but rather a pattern of repeated conduct, possibly involving organized logistics, the use of local intermediaries, and strategies to conceal original identity. Thank you, Rashawn Talley. Just got in. How is it he was recruiting and he doesn't even know Portuguese at all? Hey, we go get into it. But that's another it's a lot of shit that don't make no sense. But that's a good one though. It's a lot of shit in here and this with this shit that don't add up. Criminal record. The United States authorities reported that Wallace Jr. has a criminal record in more than 13 states, with charges including resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and assaulting a police officer. He is classified as highly dangerous with a recommendation for cautious approach. So what they talking about is his days as a First Amendment auditor, where he would start recording and then get into to fucking verbal altercations with police, and he went from state to state doing that. I remember that. Yeah, I know. Austin is part of this shit too. Austin is part of this shit too. He part of this shit too. Trust me. But he's not wanted in 13 states. He just has a record as when he was a First Amendment auditor. That's all. That's it. That's all. Mr. Lewis, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Yeah, they used to do videos together. Yeah, they used to do videos together. That was, see, Detroit 313 writes, and that and what and that's what made Austin get kicked out of Brazil. No, all of this was a psyop. It all makes sense now. I'm gonna tie it all together for y'all. Let me get through with this article. Thank you. That's exactly, and I've been telling y'all this. Illmatic writes, this dude and Austin are paid chaos agents. Exactly. I've been telling y'all this. I've been telling y'all this. Investigations indicate that the suspect is unemployed despite frequently traveling internationally. There are signs that these trips are financed by third parties through donations and sponsorships obtained on digital platforms in exchange for producing sexually explicit content. According to investigators, Wallace Jr. used multiple names, email addresses, and digital profiles and frequently deleted and recreated accounts to make it difficult to track his activities. In virtual environments, he presented himself as a defender of freedom of expression and claimed to be aware of the legal risks, saying that he avoided recording videos in certain countries to avoid being arrested. Investigations are ongoing. Authorities are investigating whether there are any identified victims and whether these crimes related to sexual exploitation of children and adolescents occur outside of Brazil. Well, wait a minute. If you arresting him for child exploitation, what do you mean you trying to make sure are there any victims? I thought that's why you would arrest him based off of a warrant obtained because of a statement made by one or several complaining witnesses. Here goes some more. The article don't even add up. Now I'll press translate on here. I'll press translate on here. I don't know if something is lost in translation, but I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna have to call Dennis and have him read the original, but this paragraph, this second to last paragraph is very odd. Well, no, this last paragraph. Investigations are ongoing. Authorities are investigating whether there are any identified victims. How do you have a case without victims? How do you have a case without victims? Where's the victims at? People are making up allegations talking about he got images. People have been, I don't heard a lot of allegations. You know me, I don't move on these stories fast as other people do because I want more information and I don't want to look like a goddamn fool. Okay. So people were telling me, oh, well, on his phones, he had videos of him with the kids. Why didn't they talk about that in the article? Why didn't they talk about that in the article? Cortez Smith writes, Tito, even Brazilian dudes was saying something was off about the police report. It's something off about this whole thing. It's something off about this whole thing. The ultimate goal of this psyop is to make black men the global face of sexual deviancy. They don't want nobody fucking with us. The white man wants his default man status back by any means. Yep. The man by default, as I say. Nope. Sorry, Rodimus, you wrong about that. I'm gonna tell you why as we get into the broadcast. But yeah, there's no victims. Well, how is he getting arrested with no victims? Because I know in America, they not finna run up on you in your crib and hem you up like that, talking about you doing strange shit with kids without no victims. Hey, you right about that? Right about that, Top Dollar. And people's like, oh, Why you ain't make a lot of videos walking around Brazil when you was there? No. I went right back to my apartment and did lives the same way I would do at home. King Des writes, "Yup, the Brad and Keisha tag team is definitely behind this." Plus, Floyd is a paid actor. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. You know what? You know what? I thought you would have heeded my warning. I thought you would have heeded my warning, Gabe. You really think we fucking around, don't you? Abruche, Gabriel Abruche, you really think we fucking around, don't you? We know that your mother, like I said, is a black American with a hyphenated name. I guess she ain't want to have that musty ass Nigerian name, so she hyphenated her name. Starts with an M. Ring a bell? We know exactly who you are, and we know exactly who the fuck your father's family members are living here. You okay? All right, okay. Well, I guess we have to start checking immigration statuses. I'm not even gonna argue with you. And if you ain't Gabe, then you just fuck Gabe or fuck his family members anyway. Either way, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Don't care. Either way, I don't give a fuck. And then look at this. Whether there are any identified victims and whether there are crimes related to the sexual exploitation of children and adolescents committed outside of Brazil. Well, why would that be they purview? No, I'm not deflecting nothing. I'm just telling you that we know who your pussy ass is, troll. And if you want to keep trolling my channel, if you want to keep fucking with my channel, then I'm gonna fuck with your family. We not playing fair no more. We not worried about Cynthia G's freedom of speech. We not worried about, oh, don't flag them. No, we not doing that no more. In 26, we not playing fair no more, nigga. I'm not deflecting shit. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All you just consider the evidence. Why would they write that they have to identify if there's any victims or not? How do you obtain a warrant without victims? How do you obtain a warrant for any crime without victims? Even if it's a process crime. Even if it's a process crime. Okay, well, if he was fucking with a 6-year-old, then why didn't they say that in this article? That's all right, though, Gabe. That's all right, though. That's all right, though. When motherfuckers in your family here, you will know what it is. And I'm going to be on there as soon as I get off this live, nigga. But just sit back and enjoy the rest of the live. I thought you would have heeded my warning. You really think motherfuckers playing on YouTube? You just seen the motherfucker this year get killed over YouTube, and you really think motherfuckers on here playing? It's motherfuckers with Fed cases behind this shit, and you think motherfuckers on here playing? You really think that? A nigga just got killed in Vegas over YouTube. It's 3 motherfuckers that I know of sitting here with Fed cases fucking with YouTube. But you go find out, though. You go find out. You go find out. You go find out. All right, let's stop sharing. Yeah, they think they think motherfuckers out here playing. Yup. They think motherfuckers out here playing. Yep. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Okay, Gabe. Sure. But since you asked about my case, number one, pussy ass nigga, I did a live a few years ago where I actually showed a piece of the paperwork for my case. That even that piece of paperwork would call into question the conviction. The fact that they had the alleged victim's mother come in there and make the courtroom identification instead of the actual victim themselves. That's like being in court and saying and having your neighbor come in and identify somebody that broke in their house when you were supposed to be the one that seen them. You know why they had the mother come in to make the courtroom identification? They had the mother come in and make the courtroom identification because during the preliminary hearing, the girl herself refused to identify me as her attacker. So the judge had her forcibly removed from the stand. When Northwestern University Innocence Project would appear in my court dates, the judge will have them removed from the courtroom. They got removed from 4 different court dates amount till they gave up coming up there. But I did a live addressing this already. If you come to this house, nigga, you gonna have pictures took of your ass laying on the ground if you come here. You really want to do this shit in Chicago? You should have my address. Everybody on YouTube got it. Ain't no motherfucker came here yet. People don't talk. People been talking shit for a decade now. Ain't nobody came here yet. No, I'm not threatening to harm nobody. I'm threatening to snitch their ass out to ICE. I'm not finna harm nobody. I'm doing my duty as an American citizen. 1-800-DHS-ICE, nigga. I'm not harming nobody. I don't do crimes no more. Drop the address. Man, let me drop these nuts in your mother's mouth, nigga. Fuck out of here. All right, man. All right. So here's another video, a more clear video than the one. It's the same video, but it's I had downloaded. I didn't even know that it was in that article. Here it is again. Fair use.
Quiet! Quiet! Throw your hands on the floor! Yeah, that's it. That's it. Keep your hands on the floor. Keep your put your hands on the floor.
I was surrendering.
You're being arrested for child exploration by the police of here, okay? That's it. That's it.
I'm gonna let y'all see this a couple more times, and y'all tell me what y'all think is strange about this.
Quiet! Quiet! Throw your hands on the floor. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Keep your hands on the floor. Keep your put your hands on the floor.
I was surrendering.
You're being arrested for child exploration by the police of here, okay? That's it. That's it.
What are the chances? First of all, what do we know about police operations? Right? And understand that a lot of these SWAT teams and shit and police in other countries are trained by American SWAT teams. Right? Right? That King, that's exactly where I was going. That's exactly where I was going. Hold on. Let me connect the dots for y'all. Hold on. So the first thing is officer safety, right? The first thing is officer safety. right? Officer safety is preeminent in fugitive apprehensions. That's even above the goal of apprehending the fugitive. This is police training, right? So if officer safety is the preeminent driving factor behind executing a warrant like this and apprehending the fugitive, then why do you have somebody there filming it? Why would you have a non-essential, or even if it is a police officer there filming it? Right? Why would you have somebody there filming it? What if it is violence? What if it is gunfire? Well, now you got a person that instead of backing up their fellow officer, they too busy filming. They too busy filming. So why do we have, even if they are police personnel, why do we have one more person there that's not in a fully operational posture? You know, i.e., hand half ready position with a rifle, nothing, a carbine, nothing, standing there with a camera. How? How do we have that? Right? See you later, troll. I know you will come back anyway, you know. No, it wasn't body cam footage either. That's the crazy part. Yeah. Yeah, that's not body cam. That's actually somebody standing there filming. Right? Thank you, science guy. Thank you. Science guy writes, exactly. I've never seen anything like this. It seems like to me it's just further to show the arrest of a black man to further push the narrative. Yeah, it's for optics, right? So isn't it bizarre? Isn't it bizarre that even though we've had Americans arrested for nefarious acts abroad before, why wasn't they arrest filmed? Remember that man? Remember that Natalie? I was just talking about this with somebody. Remember that Natalie Holloway case? Remember the Natalie Holloway case? And you know what? That's another thing. Whoever that was filming, they were filming with the permission of the police. Because if the police is really about to raid somebody and you standing there with your camera, the first thing they'll do is say, "Hey man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Stop or stop," or they'll throw your ass on the ground and lock you up too. And at least until they detain whoever they is go arrest, then they'll let your ass go. And if you complain too much, they'll probably charge you with impeding. Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Toon T Rice, seeing two toy bears in that evidence photo definitely made it look super contrived. Exactly. Like, come on, bro. Come on. Remember the Natalie Holloway case? Yeah, because ain't no First Amendment in Brazil. So whoever was filming, ain't no First Amendment, so ain't no First Amendment auditors. Whoever was filming, they were doing so with the permission of the police. But back to that Natalie Holloway case. When they arrested that man that killed her, why they didn't film his arrest? When they arrested this white dude that just killed that woman down in Colombia, why they didn't film his arrest? I remember I saw some on A&E, some true crime shit, and it was a dude from Minnesota that got locked up in Cambodia for this same shit. They didn't film his arrest. I mean, I understand the optics of it, but I would think that the perp walk and the allegations are enough. So when you go in that far to film the arrest, well, now it seems theatrical. Now it seems theatrical. And then you write an article talking about, oh, well, you got to make sure if it's any victims. How do y'all get a warrant without victims? That none of this shit adds up. Yeah, it was two white dudes that killed Colombian women around the same time. They didn't film their arrest. They just announced that they was locked up. And that's the other thing. That's the other thing, Top Dollar. Not to mention that usually these kinds of cops have masks on during the raid. So I'm gonna ask y'all something before I start connecting all of these dots, right? What are the chances? What are the chances of a whole entire team of police, Brazilian police that know English? Think about that. Brazil is a multiracial country, but it's not a multi-ethnic country. Right? I told you that the same troll to be back. I told you the same troll to be back. This is homosexual activity. I just want you to know, this is homosexual activity. Straight up, that's homosexual activity. I wish I would go to another man's channel and get blocked and then come back and then come back in another profile. That's gay shit. You niggas is gay. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? You got, what was it, like 5 or 6 of them? But they all somehow knew English. They all somehow knew English, knew conversational English. That's just so strange. And this ain't no tinfoil hat shit. This is just logic. Yep. Right about that, Tan. Right about that, Tan. It's Christmas Eve and he got kids and a wife and he chasing Tito. His wife must be fucking another dude and he mad. Yep. And yep. Yep. All right. So now that we broke down this case, right? D-Mac, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Now that we broke down this case, right? Let me walk y'all through this long and well-coordinated psyop. Those of y'all that's old enough and been in these spaces long enough, y'all will probably remember brothers like Charles Tyler and Al Greaves, the OGs of this passport shit. Y'all will remember those men, right? Uh, which foreign countries? UC writes, to be fair, sometimes task forces and crime units in foreign countries are bilingual. I get what you're saying, but it's large communities of people that speak German in Brazil and speak Italian in Brazil, but why English? And of course, in America, people Spanish, but in Brazil, why English? I could see if they spoke Spanish too, since they flanked by countries full of people that speak Spanish, but all of them speaking English and not wearing a mask. I don't know, man. This. Mm. So when the Frustrated documentary came out, this is a long time ago. I'm walking y'all way back to like 2010, 20 between 2010 and 2012, right? When that documentary came out, the passport bro thing went largely ignored, right? When that came out. And you had the Facebook group, right? You had all of these Facebook groups, these travel groups. And I used to warn them. I used to warn them, like, look, man, y'all need to make these secret groups or at least closed groups, right? Y'all stop letting these black bitches in here, man. Y'all make these secret groups or closed groups. Stop letting any females in here. They didn't listen. Some of them niggas might have been agents for all we know. Some of them might have been agents, right? So the first thing, once awareness started getting out there, the first thing that people started to say is that, okay, y'all are lame, y'all are undesirable. Y'all are lame and undesirable. That's why y'all need to travel to another country just to get a woman or just to have sex because y'all lame and undesirable. That was the first thing they said. They ridiculed men that travel. They said, oh, they would say, y'all some suckers. Y'all got them girls luring y'all down there just for money and they just want a green card out of y'all, even though the overriding majority of women in these other countries don't want to come to the United States. The women that want to come to the United States are here. We just have 4 years of open borders. The women that wanted to come to the States are already here. Yeah, you're right. I guess it was gonna happen eventually. King, guess you're right. King Des writes, is too many simps and plantation minded dudes for this to stay secret for a while. Keisha would have had her minions infiltrate these groups and gather info. Yeah, you're right. Oh, they just want y'all for green cards. Y'all lame. Then it was y'all broke. That's why y'all going to them other countries, even though it costs thousands of dollars to travel. Y'all broke. That's why y'all going to them other countries. Y'all broke. And that's when all of a sudden, bitch ass super sly, who I've always suspected of being an agent, who actually tried to set another black man up with a sex case, if y'all don't remember. Right? Always suspected that nigga being an agent. And he was the first one to start making the allegation that that black men were traveling to meet underage girls. And as soon as he started saying it, everybody started saying it. And they spent about 3 years with repeating it over and over and over and over again. The same practice that they did in the mainstream media when they were about to try to impeach Trump. Right? They kept saying constitutional crisis, constitutional crisis, constitutional crisis, constitutional crisis. Right? Revelated, thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Constitutional crisis, constitutional crisis. The same repetitive brainwashing ass term. The same thing, same repeated allegation. Y'all traveling to meet underage girls, even though every single time for all of these years, every single time you seen a so-called black man, they were always with somebody that was past the age of maturity, even in this country. Right? But they kept making this allegation. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Chill. They talking about the foreign woman only wants you for your money, even though Keisha does too. You got bitches over here talking about they need you to cash out them $50 just to have a phone call with them. But they talking about they won't. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I'm walking y'all through. This is a years in the making narrative. So after they spend a couple of years, no, no, my fault. Right after a couple of months, actually, after Super Sly just made, started with his allegations about black men traveling to meet underage girls, just a couple of months, all of a sudden, here comes Austin Holloman going mega fucking viral. Mega fucking viral. Right? Going mega viral. So then he draws the ire of a Brazilian feminist. I open a Monero. Okay, I'll look into it. I never heard of that before. He writes, Tito, you should open a Monero crypto wallet to donate anonymously. I don't trust Cash App or PayPal. Okay. I'll definitely look into it. Never heard of it before. So Super Slide begins to make his allegation. Everybody repeats and fans the flames his allegation. And then a couple of months later, Austin Holloman goes viral. Austin Holloman goes viral, goes in Brazil, act like a fucking clown, gets kicked out of Brazil, and then a couple of weeks later, you see him in Thailand with a woman that appears to be drugged, basically supporting her up by the upper body. Remember that video? Y'all remember that video? Seattle boys. Adrian Stefano, thanks for the cash apps. Don't let them brothers be alone. Remember them videos? Remember them joints? Not, that video when right after Austin Holloman was supposed to got kicked out of Brazil, he was in Thailand and he was with a woman that looked like she was drugged, and he was like holding her up like this. Right? So then after that, he's on the news. So after he supposedly got kicked out of Brazil and in Thailand with a woman that looked like he drugged, now he's on the late local news. Well, it's kind of strange that they would feature him on the late local news. Ain't that weird that they would feature? Why is black men traveling enough of an issue to be put on the late local news? I tell you why. To lead right up to this arrest right now, or this staged arrest. Oh yeah, that moron too. Yep, he came right after Austin Holloman. Tan writes, just like that other Asian black dude going around having sex with random girls and catching the STD. This shit was just out of nowhere. Hashtag Asian, yeah. Yep, some regular ass nigga, and they got to put him on the news because he traveled. Who cares? Big whoop. Who cares? Right? Then you got this other clown that y'all talking about. Then you got the Johnny Somali nigga going around smacking motherfuckers in Korea and shit. And of course, because of the way he dressed, talks, and carry himself, they gonna say that he a black American. Right? Yeah, Jay Rello, that pussy ass nigga. Yeah, him. I did a laugh about that pussy motherfucker too. These are all agents. So then, as all of this is happening, you have more and more women repeating baseless allegations about black men traveling to exploit minors, while so-called black women are actually doing that, going to Jamaica, going to Gambia, and fucking teenage boys. And not no 18 to 19 either, 15, 14. Right? Yeah, this is all provocateur. This is all provocateur. Right? So then Austin goes to Africa, makes a complete ass of himself, get played, start scamming, getting kicked out of every country for scams. Floyd is going and making the ad. They made a calculated effort to make a complete ass out of themselves everywhere they went. Everywhere they went, a complete ass out of themselves. Right? Everywhere they went, they made a complete ass out of a public ass out of themselves right before our very eyes on YouTube. Everywhere that they went. Floyd going to different countries and begging for cash apps because he caught one-way tickets trying to get back. He having fucking studs, manly looking ass studs coming and cook for him when it's a country full of beautiful women. This nigga Austin Holloman in Africa. With the most middling of women, talking about how beautiful they are and all of this shit. And so then a few months ago, remember, it was some people in Kenya. We don't want passport bros here. We do not want passport bros here. They come here, they disrespect the women. We do not want passport bros to come here. Doug Dissident writes, "This is it. There is an orchestrated effort to make American black men who travel abroad into mummified characters. I just saw the same goofy in Thailand with the SUV, J Rello, featured in the Thai version of Pop the Balloon. Goddamn." Chill, thanks for the cash out, man. Don't let the brother be alone. Quiet Storm, thanks for the cash out. Right? Then we had the King is talking about how they don't want passport bros to come there, right? I'm just lining up a sequence of events for y'all, right? So as after that, as usual, the allegations continue. Then we have the remember when all of those AKAs was in Colombia in that bar talking about some ski. I knew it was over when I seen that, by the way. Remember, that was last year. Ski. Remember that shit? I knew it was over after that. I knew it was over. Right? Then you had that. So then up into a few weeks ago, then you have the Colombian government announcing that they're gonna start, that when not announcing that they're gonna start, the Colombian government started detaining foreigners, mostly Americans, coming into Colombia and searching their computers and their phones and then making them leave, talking about suspected sex tourists and standing there doing perp walks with them, even though they hadn't been charged with any crime. They just refused them entry. That was just a few weeks ago. And now you have this. And now you have this. Now you have this. Now that we've chronologically worked our way up to the actual arrest, let's talk about what's strange about the arrest. You've heard the article, and I quote, "Investigations are ongoing. Authorities are investigating whether there are any identified victims." So you arrest the man without victims? The hell you say? So the allegation is that he was supposed to have all of these phones. They showed the phones. Yeah, I saw. I had the pictures on my Patreon video. Cortez Smith writes, "Here's another thing: the Colombian media took pics to frame innocent black men as child touchers." Yeah, they didn't even charge them with none. They just took pictures of them with the police standing next to them and sent them back home, which is fucking bullshit. Like, but that's good though. I think that black men got to learn something. Black men got to learn something. Stop being like black women. Black women will complain that they follow them around the Gucci store and still be walking around with a Gucci bag. They will complain that they got followed around the Ralph Lauren store, or somebody wanted to search them, but they still wearing all polo shit. They'll complain. we gotta stop giving our money to motherfuckers who don't treat us good. I think I said 2 years ago that I think that all black men should boycott Colombia. Now, so they say they got to investigate to see whether it's any victims, any identified victims. How do you get a warrant with no identified victims? But the allegation is that he was supposed to have had a 6-year-old child sent in the Uber to him, right? I call bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why I call bullshit on that. Anybody that's from the hood has seen or heard about people, most likely women, trafficking their children for drugs. Some of y'all that's in this chat might have actually been victims of that shit for all I know. Right? And when people do shit like that, and even on the true crime shit that we've seen, even on lives that I've did myself, I've done lives like 2 years ago about, remember that one live I did? Remember that one live that I did about the divester in California who had a baby with a white man, but the white man was a drug addict himself, and then she was trafficking their daughter. And that just when he finally got custody of the daughter, she wanted to sell the daughter one more time because he had heard that she was selling the daughter. So that's where he cleaned himself up and wanted to get custody of the daughter. But it was too late because she sold her to some man that ended up killing her. Remember I did a live about that? Well, when drug addicts be trafficking their kids, they not finna send them in no fucking cab nowhere by themselves. Either they gonna have that motherfucker come to them or they go take the kid to them. I've done lives about this shit. Yeah, she had sold her daughter for $200 in California. I did a live about that shit. I did like 5 different lives about incidents like that. And either the person came to them or they came to the person. They didn't send them in no fucking cab, no Uber, nowhere. Who the fuck would be that dumb? That's what I'm saying. This whole thing was like a provocateur setup. From the hood, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. This shit is a provocateur setup. And so then, even though he's supposed to have trafficked a 6-year-old child, you publish a news article and you don't even mention a 6-year-old child, but then you say you gotta investigate to find out whether there's any victims. Exactly. Yeah, and where kind of exactly a 6-year-old can't even get in the Uber by themselves? Exactly. And since when do a cab or anywhere transport unaccompanied minors? The only transportation I ever seen unaccompanied minors able to get on was the city bus going to school. So then a bunch of police in Brazil that know clear English go and arrest Floyd with no mask on. And then to top it all off, they lined up a table full of phones and laptops and even with a couple of teddy bears. No, bro, you can't give it to me like that. This shit right here is just a little bit too neat, too packaged up with a bow on the top. Mm-mm. No, bro. Mm-mm. This arrest and this case was provocateur. And what this is about, I'm gonna tell y'all what this is about. This is about mate denial. This is about mate denial specifically for so-called black men. This is designed to keep black men in captivity here and slowly run you to complete extinction. That's what this is. That's what this is. To slowly run you to complete fucking extinction. Complete extinction. Y'all think that's bad? There's more. Y'all think that's bad? There's more. I'm having other brothers that's abroad telling me that this is a worldwide story. Did y'all just hear me? I'm having brothers abroad all over the world, Philippines, Malaysia, Japan, the Netherlands, telling me that this is a worldwide story. Notice it's not on the news here, but everywhere else in the world it's on the news. I wonder why. I wonder why. Once again, it's not on the news here, but it's on the news everywhere else in the world. I wonder why. All over the world, all continents, this one random arrest of one random black man is a worldwide news story. And they actually reporting in other countries. There's more. There's more in this rabbit hole. They're actually on the news in other countries calling Floyd a criminal mastermind. Now, if that ain't a motherfucking reach, I don't know what is. They calling Floyd a criminal mastermind. Rashawn Talley writes, Tito, you think the world is still in on making black American men extinct from mate denial? I noticed that nobody is messing with white men in the United States. Our name becoming too good. It's and to have a slander it again. Well, that's what they doing. They running this story worldwide, and they saying that the passport bros are a criminal organization, an international child sex ring, and that Floyd is a criminal mastermind. I bullshit you not. Yep. Yep. That's what this is designed for. This is about make denial for the so-called black man. It is designed to run you into full extinction. Yeah, yeah. Floyd is on the is he on the spectrum too? I'm autistic, so I know another autistic motherfucker when I see him. Floyd is on the spectrum too. He's on the spectrum down for me, right? A criminal mastermind? No, 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 no. Cortez Smith writes, even the anti-passport bros laughed at these accusations and didn't believe them. Yeah, 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 man. Yep. Just had to put that together for y'all, man. Yo, chill. Thanks for the cash app. Don't let that brother be alone. Yeah, thank you, science guy. I hope nobody is think this is a laughing matter. Science guy writes, I think black men need to take this extremely serious, possibly to have plans for self-preservation outside the USA. Yeah, take this as serious as cancer right here, man. This is, I know we love to laugh at how much of a fucking clown Floyd is. It's always hilarious. But no, this shit right here is serious. This shit right here is dead serious, bro. It's dead serious. It is. Straight up. Man, if it ain't one thing, it's another, man. If it ain't one thing, it's another. All right, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Thank y'all for coming. I'm actually fixing the car tomorrow, for real, because this ain't no holiday for me. Right? So, I don't know if I do nothing tomorrow. I don't know. But Friday, yeah. Cortez Smith writes, science guy, these guys on YouTube are too slow to get it. Yep. Cortez Smith writes, me and a few others were in chats trying to warn guys about the seriousness of this, and they ignored us. Yeah, all right, man. All right, man. I'm finna get up out of here. There's been a Black Pill PSA. Peace. Well, wait. Well, wait a minute. Oh yeah, 3 games. No, I won't be doing none tomorrow because 3 games is coming on. Why should I roast him for writing a book? A 1,200-page book about what? There's nothing wrong with writing a book, but I mean, I know it's gonna be on some simp shit because he wrote it, but you know, yeah, I wrote a book too. All right, man, I'm finna get up out.